Conyers First family, listen, I know we have all missed our live and in-person worship experiences. I don't think there's anybody who doesn't long for the day when our church can be back here on our campus, fully engaged in worship and mission together in person, face to face. Trust me, I know how important it is for the life and the health of our church to do that. And so our leadership board, together with pastoral staff, has been meeting and struggling and reviewing all the best options that we have to put together a plan to resume in-person worship as safely as possible based on the best information that we can gather. So be forewarned, and I know you already know this, but it's not going to look exactly like worship normally has, at least initially. And the major difference to begin with is that we're going to be outside, outdoor worship services, where you can either sit in your car and tune in over an FM signal, or be here on the lawn wearing masks and appropriate social distancing among the attendees. And so we put together this little video with the intention of giving you kind of a quick overview so that we can be as effective and efficient as possible in gathering, worshiping, and exiting our services in a safe and orderly way. The service will begin at 9 a.m., but please plan on arriving early to allow adequate time for our volunteers to guide you to your place. We are asking that everyone enter the church parking lot via Rosser Street. Rosser may be accessed from either direction off of North Main Street or by Glade Street from Milstead Avenue. Upon arriving, a parking lot greeter will be there to meet you and to direct you to your parking space based on your preference for viewing the service.
Good morning. I know you're sitting in your car this morning, so we'll get you to pull right over there, that gentleman in the vest with the orange flag. Please, right, thank you.
We kindly ask that you wear a mask when interacting with the volunteers. Once you are safely parked, you may remove your mask and tune to the FM station we will announce that morning. Due to the changing nature of low-frequency FM bands, we will not know what channel is clear for us to use until Sunday morning.
Thank you.
The second option is to view the service from the church's green space by bringing your lawn chairs from home and sitting socially distanced in the clearly marked spaces. Again, our parking lot greeters will give you instructions on where to park and where to go to check in to be seated on the lawn.
Good morning. You sitting in the car or you going to sit on the lawn?
I'm going grass.
Okay, sir. We'll get you pulled right down here and park anywhere from this island down that way.
Okay, thank you.
Once you've parked, you will need to go immediately to the check-in table to be screened by a volunteer and to be seated by one of our trained ushers.
Hi, Don. Good morning.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, Don. How are you? All right. We're going to start by taking your temperature.
Okay. All right.
You're okay.
Does it
Then
look good?
I just have a couple of questions to ask you, okay?
Okay.
Have you had a fever, cough, muscle ache, shortness of breath, or flu-like symptoms in the past 2 weeks?
No, ma'am.
Have you been exposed to anyone who has or could have the coronavirus in the last 14 days?
No.
Have you traveled within the last 14 days to any place with high instances of the coronavirus?
No.
Thank you. Enjoy worship this morning. If you go to our usher, he'll direct you to your spot.
Okay, good. Thanks, guys.
If you are choosing to sit on the lawn, for the safety of yourself and others, we ask that you wear a mask at all times. You will not get carbon dioxide poison from wearing your mask, because that is not a real thing. After you have checked in, one of our trained ushers will direct you to your assigned area on the lawn while explaining some important procedures for the service and answering any questions you may have.
The church has restrooms, but our plan is people don't use the restroom facilities here.
Okay. What if I have an emergency?
Well, if you have an emergency, there's somebody in there. If we're one person at a time, they'll be allowed to go to the restrooms, okay?
Okay, good. That's good.
Yes, restrooms will be available in an emergency. The usher will also explain our dismissal plan for the end of the worship service.
Now, when I leave, Is there some sort of order when we leave?
Right. We're gonna let one row at a time leave, and that'll all be explained at the end.
Okay,
But
good.
you'll get a cue as to when your row can leave, and you'll leave by the most direct means.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mark.
Have a great service, John. Good to see you.
You too.
It is so important that we do everything to keep our congregation and community as safe as possible. I know we all want to make this successful, and so we will work together to make the changes we need until we can eventually get back to our regular indoor worship. Listen, if you are in a high-risk category because of your age or an underlying medical condition, maybe you haven't been feeling well, or if you just have any hesitancy at all, please stay home and join us for our online worship at 11 o'clock on Sunday mornings. Our pre-recorded online worship service will continue as it has been, as well as the other online options for groups, Bible study, the communications we've been doing each week since the beginning of the pandemic. As we reopen, we will do so in stages, always with an abundance of caution. And I know there's going to be some awkward moments as we have to adjust to new protocols and practices. And so there's likely to be times of frustration, disagreement, and disappointment. And so we're going to have some opportunities to exercise the spiritual gifts of patience, kindness, gentleness, and self-control with one another. But you know what? I think there's going to be some blessings too. There's going to be some times that we get to see glimpses of the new thing God is doing even now. And so we'll have opportunities to celebrate that with one another. And so Conyers First, let's be safe. Let us be faithful to God and to one another as we receive the gifts and work through the challenges of this time in the life of our congregation and community. Let us be guided by the Word, responsive to the Spirit, and open to the grace of God. And above all, let us remember that nothing can separate us from God's love in Christ Jesus.